Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me again. My name is Wilkie and I'm here with the first update video of my Project Archer series, where I'm going to be going over a few things I did so far and a couple things we may engage on later on. So the first thing I want to talk about is my current playtime on this character is 1 hour and 49 minutes. So I did 2 RBFs after I closed the video, and I did a few more duels with Sobi. And this is pretty much it as far as actual gameplay goes. I did dabble around with some movement for around about 10 minutes. So we're not even like 2 hours into actual gameplay of the Archer. So I'm still very far from being something I'd like to call proficient or something like this. I guess the main difference is you can see I did adjust some cooldowns. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be keeping this like this. I did also take skill add-ons. Now I'm not I'm not completely happy with how I set them up. I couldn't really figure out anything else though. There might be better options, and obviously this is only focused on PvP, but this is probably something I will adjust in the future. This is what my current status looks like. And yeah, there's two other things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is I got in touch with 2 archers I think are very proficient at what they're doing. The first one being Tomatsu. He has a couple of videos on his YouTube channel as well, which is like the first proper guide that I've seen or watched, and I took a lot of info from. I'm going to be showing you what I learned so far, or what I took specifically from his video. And the other guy I watched is General Morse. He's from the NA server, and he even streams, I think. At least he has a relatively active Twitch and some feed there, so apparently he's also a Twitch streamer, not only a YouTuber. And I got in touch with both of these. The problem is, Tomatsu doesn't seem to play all that much these days anymore, so I'm not sure if I can drag this guy in. And General Morse politely, but with a good reason, declined my request to do some duels because, well, right now I'm a trash archer, so he's completely right on that part. And he doesn't think that there's gonna be a lot of worthwhile either content or things I will learn. And generally, he finds 1v1s of Archer boring. I don't know how 1v1s as an Archer versus Archer work, so I can't comment on that, but I do agree that at the current point, that's just going to be a pop stomp, and I'm more or less just going to be a punching bag for him. But nonetheless, I tried to get in contact with those. Both of them are very friendly and polite. So, also General Morse, despite being from NA, so there is probably going to be a connectivity issue there. I might bring some ping and desync with me. He offered me that should I ever set foot on the NA server to do some 1v1, so props for that. And maybe in the future, once I get at least somewhat proficient, we might pick up on that offer, but generally, for now, there's not going to be any. I don't want to call it collaboration, I just wanted to see how good archers actually PvP live in front of me, not just from footage. Because it's one thing to see somebody PvP, you know, as a bystander, and it's another thing if you actually see the things happening to yourself, because you know what they look like, you know how he reacts to certain situations. This is not something you can always capture in a video, and even less capture or actually get from watching a video. So yeah, this is pretty much how far my research went. So these are the 2 sources of my information right now. There's plenty other guides, but really these are the 2 that I found most helpful for, or I could work the most with. And yeah, I guess the last thing I want to show you guys is, as I can hold you here, cooldowns. I adjusted them. I learned pretty much a bunch of movement options and rotations. For example, this is something I pretty much took. And none of these movements or none of these options are really in muscle memory right now. So this is really just on theory on paper. So there's gonna be a lot of misinputs. There's gonna be a lot of fat fingering on my part. So don't expect me to pull off any of these combos or any of these moves perfectly. But generally, I learned that chains, for example, like these, I'm not 100% proficient with the names either. So I'm just going to be going over. This is something that, for example, Tomatsu had on his video. I actually did a wrong input there already. So as you can see, there's still a lot of mix and match for me here, but generally, this is, for example, some of the moves, or some of the chains he showed there. And this is something that I'll try to incorporate into my daily life. So, yeah. Anyways, this is as far as movement goes, so I did learn that there's a few things here and there that I can mix and match, especially to keep your stamina up. Because first of all, if you're just gonna spam these options here, you're gonna run out of stamina very quickly. As you can see here, I'm gonna drain the stamina very quickly. Other than that, the Meteor skill, Meteor Shower, I think it's called, Meteor Dive, doesn't have super armor when it's off cooldown. Yeah, when it's on cooldown. So while you can still use it, you will not be protected using that move. And this is something that you probably caught when I played or fought against Sobi, that a lot of the times I got caught mid-air by his Shuriken, or by his Malice, which the reason is obviously because I used it on cooldown, so there's that. And the last thing that I want to comment on about is something, I guess, a movement routine that I also copied from Tomatsu, and I'm not sure if I can actually go and recreate this right now. Let's try. Also, I don't even know how useful this is. He said in one of his videos that this is a good burst combo. I haven't been able to use it right now, and I think it's a very situational, so, but it goes something like this. I guess that's, I don't know what he called it. I kind of misinputted there, so let's try it again. I think it's Winged Strike into Piercing Cry into like the weapon swaps in between. I don't even know how to call this one. But yeah, this is basically the routine he showed in one of the videos. And as you can see, this is, I'm not really proficient. I can repeat it a couple times. Under stress, I'm definitely not going to be able to pull it off. But yeah, this is something that I learned from one of his videos so far. There we go. And yeah, as far as the rest goes, really, work in progress. 2 hours in, so very, very low. Haven't had any fights. As I said, the RBF fights were really just meh. I learned a bit about stuff like Luthragon's cancel, where I just didn't cancel it. What other moves do we have that you should be opting out of this one? You can either opt out right at the start of it or not. This is just the first status update that I give you. And as far as the rest goes, really, we shall see how things go. Around about 1 week left. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If there's anything you want to let me know or any advice you have for me, then feel free to do so. And I will keep an eye on my comments and also Discord. So as far as anything else goes, I will see you guys there and hopefully have a nice Easter weekend.